Hello everyone, Jordan here, and today I'm back with another Minecraft video. Today we have a Spirit Airlines Airbus A320neo and their latest or revised livery. Do apologize for not uploading for a little bit, had finals and a lot of flight stuff, but now I have some free time so we can get on with some showcases. So yeah, let's begin. And before I start, if you'd like to join our Discord server where we chat, do an SMP and all that other cool stuff, check the link in the description to join and interact there. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. Alright, so to begin with the showcase, we have the A320. Now, the 320 is quite similar to the 320neo. The only thing that's really changed is the fact that there's newer engines on it, as you know, hence the new engine option, or Neo, name to it. So, these are equipped with the Pratt & Whitney PW11000, well, not 11,000, excuse me, 1127G engines. These are the geared turbofans. These are the ones that had reliability issues, but I believe that's been rectified, so yeah. Frontier, I think in comparison, uses the Leaps, I think. I need to check that. Anyways, again, as I said, this is quite frankly the same thing as a standard Neo, and realistically, even things like the cabin were the exact same as the standard Neo up until the later delivery, so yeah. But thankfully, this is a newer Neo, and that is a big deal for Spirit, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But let's get started. So here at the nose of the aircraft, it's pretty, you know, it's very round, very aerodynamic. It says A320neo right here. We've got static ports, AOA sensors, all that pitot-static sensors, yeah, that whole thing for delivering the data to the instruments in the cockpit. We've got the forward L1 door. We've got the the nose landing gear, lights, all that stuff. We've got some static ports, and then have the Spirit text right here. Credit to Bean and Dush for making and helping out with this, because it's very difficult to do it in this scale. Anyways, a big difference is, notice how this isn't, you know, just filled up with Home of the Bear Fair. It simply just says spirit.com, and I'm holding out, but just bear with me, and I'm going to discuss what this kind of means for the airline and the changes for that. But anyways, the oval wing exits, it's very traditional on Airbus to paint them in red, whereas on Boeing's and almost all other manufacturers, it's usually black always for the outline. We have the wing, no real decals on it. I mean, sometimes, well, not sometimes, in reality, there is like a little black indent for a no step zone, but you know, it's too small for me to add here. We've got the sharklets, and we've also got position, nav lights, all that stuff, static wicks here at the bottom, static wicks to help with static discharge and all that. So, you know, all of that. Anyways, we've got some static ports, beacon light, some fins up here and there, you know, to help with VOR navigation and all that stuff, and you know, so the plane can get from point A to point B. Anyways, on the underbelly, we've got a beacon light, we've got some lights as well here, and there's also a light that kind of retracts out from here, but it's a little odd for me to add, so just, you know, imagine it's here. We've got the landing gear doors, these swing open, the gear comes in, very aerodynamic, in contrast to, well, I mean, the 7.3 is aerodynamic as the A220, but this is something that, you know, it's a lot simpler to do. Anyways, towards the back, we've just got a little tail skid device, and we've also got the horizontal stabilizers, as well as the trim tab, and then little markings to show how much the trim is moving up and down. And we've also got the registration, which for this aircraft is the November 923, November Kilo, and then we've also got the American flag, since this is a US registered aircraft. Towards the back, we've got the auxiliary power unit, or APU, here at the back. We've got the Spirit text. You need to see it from this side. Here we go. And then we've also got some more static discharge and wick stuff here at the back of the tail. Yeah, continuing on. There's also some right here, but I felt like if I use that on this part, it'd look a little weird and stand out too much, so that's why I'm only using buttons. Yeah, same thing on the back. We've got some outflow valves and stuff for pressurization, and we've also got some cargo doors, bulkhead doors, the whole thing, whole charades. You know, you can go in here, place your cargo. Cargo bay is, you know, considerably larger than the 7.3s, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, you know, green line on here, red on that side. Looks really nice. The Neo is quite a nice looking aircraft, and realistically, like, if you talked to me like 5 years ago when I was still like a little shit, I'd be like, no, the Airbus sucks. No, Airbus is fine. The Neo is fine. It does its job very, very well. So yeah, no real hate here. Plus, once you start like actually, you know, flying and getting into stuff, you don't really care who makes the plane as long as it works. So yeah, enough of the exterior of the aircraft. It's now time to talk about what has changed with Spirit and why this is kind of a big deal. So we all remember when Spirit rebranded, and they kind of had, you know, like a scratched logo, and they wrote things like howdy on the winglets, and it said Home of the Bear Fair, and kind of this like cowboy-like font on the engines. And really, all of this really fosters a brand that is, you know, kind of, if anything, it's this low-cost, like, we're gonna be terrible, but it's cheap kind of brand. And Spirit, as we're all aware, has a reputation that isn't very fun. It's dirt cheap, get you from A to B, terrible sir. That's the kind of brand and PR that they had. And realistically, about a year, not 2 years ago, Spirit management sat down and said, we want to improve that. We want to have an image that's a lot better than realistically. So they ended up going back and then they changed a lot of things. So the first big change is you'll notice is that on the, well, you can't tell here, but if you look at a picture of a brand new Neo for Spirit as opposed to their older ones, Spirit is written in all clean font. It's not jagged, it's not, you know, scratched up. It's a clean font. It's just nice and clean. And the same thing goes for the tail. You'll also notice that they got rid of Howdy on the winglets, and they also got rid of Home of the Bear Fair, and they've simply written Spirit.com on the engines. All of this is to make a brand and make an airplane and airline that looks a lot more professional and a lot less, you know, rugged or, you know, cowboy rowdy, all of that. And it's a good thing that they're doing this because it's making their brand look a lot more serious and professional. Yeah, and it's a big step forward, and they're going to start redoing this to all of the aircraft, I believe, at some point. But yeah, it shows that the brand is taking things seriously. And in a moment, we're going to go into the interior, and that's really where things are going to start shaking up. Okay, so on board the interior of the aircraft, you'll notice that it looks kind of normal, and that is intentional. Spirit has redone their interior, and it's quite a nice thing, and I'm really glad that they've done this, because I've flown on Spirit before, multiple times, and it's fine, but this is a brand new interior. When I flew on a Spirit Neo, it was the older version. It did not have the new Airbus interior. It did not have mood lighting or any of that stuff. And it had old seats, which was kind of a disappointment because I had flown on the Max and plenty of 800s with the Sky interior prior to this. And I was like, how is this, why is this worse? It shouldn't be. And, you know, I was surprised. But anyways, Spirit has gone in and they've redone their interior. They have new seats, they have new designs, new cushioning, and they've also added tray tables and a lot of things like that. And they're really stepping up. They're trying to show the public that we're taking this stuff seriously. And actually, I need to have it like this. My apologies. It's actually more like that. There we go. But yeah, as I was saying, these are the big front seats. The seat pitch is about 34 inches. And then for main economy, I think it's like 28 to 32 as they have lists on Seat Guru and stuff depending on where you're sitting. But yeah, it's a big step up. Spirit has redone their interior. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot more modern and consistent. You know, it's not, you know, first class on Emirates, but it doesn't have to be. You're not paying for that. And it's honestly a really nice thing, and I like it. So I've sat in it, it's comfortable, and you know, it's a good step forward. And as you can see, this is a very intuitive idea to put a big up front seat kind of here at the overwing exits. I believe they do that. I could be wrong. I know at least some airlines like Frontier do this, but I need to check the seat map again if Spirit does that. Anyways, though, it's, you know, not bad. And as you can see, you know, here's the overhead bin, the aisle markings here, and then here's the back. You have some galleys. There's lavatories and stuff, but I can't really fit them in. Yeah, it's a very smart move. There's also the cockpit door is off center, but again, I can't really do that in Minecraft, so yeah. But as I was saying, Spirit Airlines, I've flown them before, and everybody, you know, really gives them a lot of flack, but they're honestly trying to improve, and I like that they're doing it. And hopefully within a few years, Spirit will go from an airline that's the butt of all jokes to, hey, Spirit is actually pretty okay. If you need to get from point A to point B cheap and reliably, Spirit's a good option for that. And I mean, it already is, but, you know, a more comfortable option. So yeah, again, I don't understand a lot of the flack for Spirit because they do their job and they do it very well. They get you to where you need to go, when you need to go, and for a very low price, which is most of the time when I ever need to fly them, because sometimes either a Southwest flight is full or a Delta flight is full or something, and I need to get to somewhere. Spirit is a pretty good option for that because it's cheap, and I know that, hey, I'll get there at the least. So yeah, yeah, that's the main cabin though. There's not much else really going on, but you know, yeah, I just feel I really wanted to do Spirit because Spirit is actually one of my favorite like 320 operators in the US. It's as weird as that sounds, I really like them. They're not that big of a problem for me. I thought they were I thought it was fine. So yeah, but anyways, let's go back in and let's go into the cockpit now to kind of tour what's going on in there. I think I'm gonna need night vision, by the way. So nope, come on, nope, there we go. So, oh, that was off. So excuse this, but here we go. So yeah, here's the 320 Neo cockpit. It's very, very simple. We've got the main panel, the throttle quadrant and stuff. We've got the seats. We've got kind of a wool cushioning. There's a jump seat, circuit breaker, a whole bunch of other stuff back here. And actually, I apologize, but you know, this is actually supposed to kind of be like filled in. So, I mean, the overhead panels back here, and then, you know, boom, overhead panel and stuff. So, actually, we can do that. There, main panel, side sticks are here on the side, you know, to control the aircraft since the Airbus uses side sticks as opposed to yokes. The rudder pedals right here, you know, some extra seating, not seating, but, you know, wall panels back here. MCP right here. And actually, I think it's called the flight control panel. I apologize. It's FCP on Airbus. And I keep breaking everything in the cockpit. Wow, okay. What material did I use for this? I think it was this one. Nope. There we go. So, yeah, again, Airbus calls things a little differently, like MCP, MCDU, stuff like that. And yeah, they do the same thing as like the Boeing terminology. You know, they do the same thing. It's just named a little differently. But yeah, Airbus, very nice, very spacious cockpit. Had a chance to kind of go in there, chat with the crew. It's very, very spacious compared to the 737. And that, like, it didn't dawn on me because I hadn't flown on an Airbus for about a few years. And then I had to take a Neo. And then after stepping in the cockpit, I was like, whoa, this thing is wide. So yeah, it's very nice, very wide, it's very spacious. So yeah, it's very nice for crew. And you know, again, a lot of kids, you know, when you're a kid and all, a lot of times, you know, you think you have to, you know, pledge your allegiance to Boeing or Airbus, and one of them sucks, one of them doesn't. No. The 320 cockpit is very nice, it's very ergonomic, and it's really convenient. It works very well. And the same goes for Boeing. Some people prefer the Boeing look, some people prefer the Airbus look. Both of them are pretty good and do their job very well. So, yeah. But anyways, that's pretty much everything for this aircraft. If you guys have any suggestions on any airlines, liveries, and stuff you'd like to see, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I've made a shit ton of A320, 21, and Neo liveries. You know, JetBlue, Delta, American, all that stuff. So, at some point, I probably will go through on a video with those, but yeah, if you haven't seen the American Airlines video, check out my videos on the channel. I did a video on that one over there about a few weeks ago. But yeah, some more Airbus content's gonna happen. If you'd like to see me post a bunch of renders and see what I'm working on, or join our SMP and stuff, feel free to check out our Discord server. The link will be in the description and whatnot. But anyways, that's pretty much all we have for today's video. I'm Jordan, and I will see you in the next video.